tell them what you want inside the ad. The ad is your opportunity to give your first introduction into who we are as a team member or as a business and who we want as a team member. Hey leaders, welcome to another week of just quick tidbits that hopefully can help you out in your leadership skills as you are proudly and effectively leading your offices. So this last couple of weeks, there's been a few people who've reached out to me, and I just see this repeating problem that I wanted to help out with, and that's about how you hire people. I can tell you that so much of your bad hires and of your challenges that you have within inside of your office are because of your hiring process. No matter how much you think you're doing, I promise there's just a few things that you can twist that can actually, or tweak, and that can actually help you hire better. Number one, you got to make sure that you have a good ad, not just a normal generic ad. You got to remember that you're competing against all of the big brands in your area, whether that be you live next to eBay like we do here, or Adobe like I have right around the corner from me, or if you're just dealing with the big hospital that's in your area. They can offer better benefits than you can. So you got to make sure that your copy in your ad is exciting and fun and tells them a little bit about who you are in the ad. Not just a blanket, hey, we're looking for a receptionist, or we're looking for a dental assistant, or whatever it is. You got to make sure that you are spicing it up. Hire a copywriter. Find somebody on Fiverr.com or somebody locally that can actually write it. Make it sexy, make it fun, make it that they know a little bit about you, because you're trying to have them and win them over to your side. Now remember, right now at the time of this recording, the economy is doing really well and unemployment is low. So it's going to be harder for you to find people. I hear that a lot. Oh, Dino, there's nobody out there. We can't find them. It's so hard. Yeah, you got to make yourself look good. As a matter of fact, you got to make yourself want to grab people from other offices. Why? Because if they're rock star talent out there right now, they're probably already working. So you might have to figure out ways to make yourself look really, really good to make people want to come and interview with you and be a part of your team. The second thing that you're most likely doing that I think takes up way too much time is something that you can actually switch around right now is do not do the first interview live. Like, don't have them come to your office. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of your team's time. Even if their resume looks amazing and all that stuff, do not invite them into your office for a first interview. Do it over Skype, which helps me with the first way that I'm going to help, which helps me with the first way of showing you how to screen people better. And some of you have heard this before that have been my clients for a while. I'm telling you, I don't know why more people don't do this. Yes, I know you probably say, hey, send us a cover letter and whatever. And it doesn't really help you understand that. There's two things that I always recommend you do first to make sure you do the first screening process. Number one, you always tell them to write you a personal letter or paragraph on why they're a rock star and why they should be hired by you. It has to be a paragraph where it says, this is how amazing we are and how awesome I am, and this is why I want to work with your team. Now, they're not going to do that if they just see a generic little, hey, we're looking for a receptionist, you got to be good at Word and you got to be good at organization and all that other junk. You got to have something sexy for them to be able to write to. It's like, yes, I want to be a part of this team. And the second part is crucial. And I know some of you are going to let this slip, but I highly recommend you don't. They have to send in with that letter and their resume their Skype ID. Why? Because you're going to get a lot of people who won't even read that, first of all, and you'll know if they've read it because they will have not put a Skype ID in there. Number two, there will be people who will write you and say, I don't have a Skype ID. Well, isn't that your first clue in understanding that these people are not willing to go out and figure it out? And that's not somebody you want in your team. That's somebody who won't go there tomorrow and go like, well, I don't have a Skype ID. I guess I'll figure it out because it takes 5 minutes watching a YouTube video on how to get a Skype ID. Whether they use Skype on a continual basis or not, that's not the point. The point is, did you give them a specific thing to do so that you can find out if they're willing to do more than just send you a resume and a generic cover letter, if they send a cover letter at all. If both of those things are not present in the emails, I just delete. I have had people, Shannon and I have gotten conversations, if you will call it marital conversations, because she'll see, oh my gosh, this person has a 4-year degree or they've got 10 years experience in this field. And I said, did they do the 2 things that I asked them to do? No? Okay, then they're gone. I don't care about their education. I care about their commitment and their enthusiasm to learn and to be a part of my team. So therefore, that brings me to the first interview. Your first interview should be a Skype interview. And in that Skype interview, you're just going to have a 10 to 15-minute interview where you just want to get to know them on a very, very basic level so that you can decide if you want to have this person inside of your office. How many times have you had somebody come into your office and you knew the minute they walked in, nope, not a fit? Or somebody in your team did, or you spent half an hour with them or 45 minutes with them or whatever out of your day. That's money out of your pocket. You don't bring that person inside. You do a Skype interview with them. And by the way, when I say you, I don't mean you. I mean your team members can do a Skype interview for them, for you, and ask some very basic questions. 2 very special questions that I ask every single person, and I highly recommend you doing, is number 1, I want to know their sense of guilt. So I asked them, tell me about a time where you did a project with a group of people and it did not go well. What did you learn from it? And if they sit there and talk about the other people and how they realized that they shouldn't have worked with that person and that person was this and that person was that, then I know they don't have a personal sense of guilt of understanding what they did wrong in the process. I don't want that person to work for me. I want somebody who can look at it and go, you know what, the project felt like this, and I realized that I need to reach out more to get more help, or I should have asked for better instructions, or I should have realized that I had taken on too much, whatever. I want them to know they have a sense of guilt. And the second thing I want to know is I want to know about their coping mechanisms, their emotional coping mechanisms. And so I asked them, tell me about a time when you were had something bad happen to you in your life. Maybe, your favorite dog died, or your favorite aunt died, or you lost all your money, or you were fired from a job. How did you react? Did you reach out to people and want to get more help? Or did you kind of go into a bubble and just push everybody away? I want to know what their emotional coping skills are, because I guarantee you, through their tenure of working with you, something bad is going to happen in their life, whether it has to be with you or whether it has to be with someone else. Now, if it has to do with you inside the office, I want to know, are they going to try to be proactive and reach out and get some help, or are they just going to be quiet and not say anything? But in their own personal life, when stuff happens, because life happens, are they going to be the type of people who I got to worry about, oh no, I got to pull them up, or I've got to give them their own space, or are they going to reach out and be able to get through it and move on and ask for help? Now, I'm not going to say that they aren't going to have some bad stuff, some maybe needing to be on their own, or you're going to give them space, but I want to know that going into it. So those are 2 very simple areas. I guess I give you more than 2, but 2 questions that I would ask, and then a way to screen people really, really well. Thirdly, if you've done your core values correctly, then you're going to make sure that in that first interview process, after you've done the Skype interview and you've said, you know what, yeah, this is a person that I'd want to have come into the office, during that interview when they're in the office is when you bring out the core values and you show them, this is what we're all about. And seriously, this isn't just like a nice little thing on the wall because you've done the exercise that I've asked you to do, you've gone through the core value process, this is what you're all about. Can you adhere to these things? I want you to know this is what we're going to go on, not just emotion, but these are the ways that we show up. This is our hiring, firing list. And can you do that? Lastly, before we go, I know this video is a little bit longer, but the last thing I want to do is, if you're having a challenge finding the right people inside of your business, or you're worried that they're going to do certain things that you don't want them to do, or they're not going to show up a certain way, tell them that. So for example, in an ad that I just recently ran, I say in the second paragraph, warning, you must read this entire email or this entire ad and do what it tells you to do at the end, because there's a very special way that you have to be able to submit to work for me. If you don't do those things, you will not be considered. I literally tell them, look for it. And you'll still be surprised how many people do not do it. Okay. The other thing is because we're having a challenge in the sense of there's not a lot of unemployment out there. Feel free to say that in your ad as well. Say, hey, look, I get it. There's a lot of job opportunities out there for you right now. However, if you want to spend your 8 hours of your precious time working just anywhere punching a clock, this is not the job for you. But if you want to be actually able to work for a passion, not just because you are punching a paycheck, then this might be the place for you. Tell them what you want inside the ad. The ad is your opportunity to give your first introduction into who we are as a team member or as a business and who we want as a team member. The third little thing you can do, I'll wrap up with this, is that if you want, you can go and find very simply free DISC test, DISC test for personality tests. There's plenty of different personality tests out there. But you can also have them say, go do a personality test under DISC. You can go to tonyrobbins.com/DISC. You can go to a lot of different places that get that for free and send us the results so you can find out if that's the type of person you want in your office. So I hope this is helpful. I know hiring can be a bit of a challenge for many people, but there's a quick little 10-minute and 27-second tip on how you can hire people easier and better quality people, and go and search for that talent, do a talent search more often than just waiting until you need it. All right, we'll talk to you later. Thanks.